All right, good morning, everyone. We'll go ahead and call this work session to order Tuesday, October 27th, just a couple minutes or so after 10, and we'll start with the pledge. Tim, you want to lead us in the pledge?
I'll do that.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. Okay, we're on to number 2, regular agenda items. 2A, information discussion regarding an update on the tourism and marketing initiative for Gila County. We have Jackie and we have Cameron Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and board members. I'm turning it over to Cameron.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, we're not picking up YouTube. Now, I don't need it to participate, but I just want you to know that at least we're not being able to pick up YouTube. So,
Okay.
anyhow, that's all, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, Supervisor Martin, you might refresh your browser. We have it running on devices here, external. So it's working. You might refresh your browser.
We'll do it. Thanks, Bill.
You bet. And with that, Mr. Chair, I'd like to turn it over to Cameron Davis, who is the director of Razor Thin Media, and let Cameron give you a little video of what Discover Gila County has been up to. Cameron?
Good morning, Cameron.
Supervisor Klein, Humphrey, and Martin, thank you so much for this opportunity to come in front of you today and talk a little bit about what Discover Gila County, Inc. has been up to the last year. I just want to remind you, last year, when we made this presentation, we had just under 4,000 followers on Facebook, and we had almost 25,000 visitors to the website. And so you're going to see a dramatic increase this year, which I'm very proud to show. And also, if you remember, when we very first started this, we went through several months of stakeholder meetings where we brought together you guys as well as many other groups throughout the county. And we heard a lot of great insights as to what this program should do for Gila County. And I'm proud to say not only have we remembered all of those things, but I believe we are hitting each and every one of them. So without further ado, basically at the last Discover Gila County board meeting, because of COVID and the fact that we are not able to physically get out and see these stakeholders, we felt it was important to put together about a 12 to 15 minute video that would showcase what Discover Gila County has done since it went live. And so what you're going to see today is basically a culmination of the last 2 years. And bear in mind that this initiative is not even 2 years old. It's 20 months old. So a lot of the things that we've been able to accomplish in those 20 months are, 25 years in the marketing business, I'm actually even surprised. So without further ado, let's go ahead and we'll watch this and then we'll get your feedback.
Vast. Beautiful. Inspiring. And wild. Featuring a historic past with colorful stories of cowboys, Native Americans, ranchers, pioneers, miners, explorers, and adventure seekers. Does such a place exist? We invite you to discover Gila County. A place where you have access to amazing outdoor recreational opportunities, where you can discover hundreds of miles of trails, fish your limit in cobalt blue waters,
or discover a land bridge that was formed over millions of years. Welcome to Gila County, in the heart of Arizona. Hello, my name is Cameron Davis, and I'm the marketing director of a newly formed 501c3 organization called Discover Gila County, Inc. Today I'm standing on the edge of the 5th largest forest in the United States, the Tonto National Forest. To the north, it is home to the world's largest stand of ponderosa pine forest. And to the south, the Sonoran Desert and its iconic cactus landscape. The goal and mission here at Discover Gila County is to showcase our many attractions, special events, and natural wonders, which will propel our economy, help our small businesses, and enrich the lives of our citizens. Over the next several minutes, I hope you will take a virtual tour with me and learn more about Discover Gila County and how it came to be, and the achievements it has made in its 2 short years of existence. In March 2018, the Gila County Board of Supervisors approved an aggressive plan to create a state-of-the-art website and marketing plan that would showcase the many amazing features and attractions of Gila County. In addition to the website, the Board of Supervisors approved an ongoing commitment to use this website to serve as the foundation for a massive marketing program that would drive more people to Gila County, creating greater economic opportunities for our businesses and our residents. After 12 months of stakeholder meetings and planning, development was finally complete on discovergilacounty.com. It was launched on February 14th, 2019, with over 500 pages of content, over 4,000 photographs, and over 200 videos. On its pages, you will find everything from where to go paddleboarding, horseback riding, or camping, to information on where to rent a cabin, to the best places to go antiquing, when the next special event is happening, to finding a job, and oh yes, don't forget about the stories of our rich historic past. DiscoverGilaCounty.com has already jumped to the top of many Google search results pages and is quickly becoming the #1 tourism website in the region. In 2020, unique visitors have increased dramatically from the same time in 2019. Over 7,000 visitors per month are currently visiting the site, further proving the importance of the website and the marketing program behind it. Online visitors from almost every state in the United States have visited the pages of DiscoverGilaCounty.com, with the most traffic coming from these top 5 states: Arizona, California, Oregon, Texas, and Massachusetts. Visitors are spending over 2.5 minutes per session on the site, and over 89% of the overall traffic is brand new visitors. Many economic development and tourism-related entities have recognized the value of this program, and in October of 2019, the Arizona Association of Economic Development awarded Discover Gila County with its Golden Prospector Award of Merit for Best Website Design.
My name is Tiana Holder, and I'm the Executive Director of the Globe Miami Regional Chamber of Commerce. I'm here at Beshpagawa Archaeological Site and Museum in Globe, Arizona. This is one of Globe's largest tourist attractions, and I'm excited to talk about the partnership between Discover Gila County and the Globe Miami Regional Chamber of Commerce this morning. Discover Gila County has been a game changer in our visitor center. We recommend their website and social media pages on a daily basis. Discover Gila County has been the missing puzzle piece that our chamber needed. Whenever it comes to birding, off-roading, hiking, outdoor recreation in general, we didn't really have a one-size-fits-all place to send our visitors, and now we do. Discover Gila County has been huge in helping us promote our natural resources and our natural beauty, but it's also been huge in promoting our tourism online. We have our own social media, but Discover Gila County's has a far larger reach, and we are so grateful that they are here to support us and promote us and help our members.
As Tiana said, we have created a comprehensive and active social media strategy that has been implemented to drive traffic to DiscoverGilaCounty.com. In a little over a year and a half, 10,000 people have started following our Facebook page, and almost 1,400 have joined the ranks on Instagram, making the Discover Gila County social media platform one of the fastest growing in the region. In 2020, our Facebook posts reached over 1 million people and generated over 296,000 engagements. That is an over 29% engagement rate. To put that in perspective, Google says the average industry standard for Facebook engagements is a 0.99% engagement rate. We are almost 20 times greater than the average. Our main mission in creating this program was to drive more opportunities for our businesses and create a better quality of life for our residents. Many business owners are starting to see how Discover Gila County is benefiting their business.
Hey everybody, this is James Bruzy, the owner of Bruzy Vineyard in Young, and I've been working with Discover Gila County since the very beginning. I've watched it evolve from just a concept to a major undertaking that's being seen around the world. Tourism is very important to our rural communities, and very much so for the community of Young. We have very few other industries, and so tourism is our future. My business, Bruzy Vineyard, is the first commercial vineyard in Gila County. We grow Vidal Blanc grapes, which are unique in the state. With the help of Discover Gila County, we've had visitors from all over the world.
I'm Angela Pantaleone from Scottsdale, Arizona.
And I'm Ron Pantaleone, also from Scottsdale.
We're in Young, Arizona today because I had won a Discover Gila County giveaway at Bruzy Vineyard, and we're staying at Cherry Creek Lodge. We've had an awesome weekend full of lots of food, great wine, and great hiking trails, beautiful weather, friendly people, and it's just really nice to get out of the valley and get out into the country and enjoy the good life.
Hello, welcome to Roosevelt Resort Park. My name's Kat Miracle and I work here in this facility. We had the honor of working with the Discover Gila County marketing program this spring, and they had a fantastic giveaway, and one of our folk have won that, and we're waiting for them to come by and enjoy our facility here. We are close to the lakes, we are close to the Arizona Trail and hiking and fishing. You got to come out and explore with our facility and stay here with us. We have cabins and rooms available for you. It's a wonderful facility with a lot of fantastic amenities for you, especially being close to Roosevelt Lake and boating. What a wonderful program, marketing program that they've put together for all of Gila County. And we want you to go on their website and take a look at Discover Gila County.
My name is Tom Foster. I'm Executive Director here at Boyan Plaza Cultural Center and Museum. So for the last few months, we have been working with Discover Gila County and the Discover Gila County website and basically expanding our horizons, getting the word out on Boyan Plaza, what we do here, and what we have to offer in bringing more people into the community, generating more interest for the community, not only for Boyan, but for Gila County overall. I mean, we really can't sit down on paper and write down all the benefits that have been afforded to us in working with Discover Gila County and the development of this website.
Prior to discovergilacounty.com, there were two websites that were created to showcase Gila County. Unfortunately, neither of them had the marketing plan and program behind them, as well as the financial backing of the Gila County Board of Supervisors. Needless to say, they were less than successful. Discover Gila County is the fusion of Gila County's IDA vision with the detailed marketing program and strategy that the Board of Supervisors has recognized as critical to the success of this overall program. With all of these pieces finally coming together, this marketing program with its website and social media platform has exceeded all expectations and continues to raise the bar.
As 2020 winds down, the Discover Gila County Board and Development team is busy working on improving the website and introducing even more people to Gila County. We feel we have just scratched the surface and are starting to see the return on investment from this cutting-edge program.
Each and every day, new partnerships are being formed. New businesses are realizing the benefits of this powerful program, and our stakeholders are excited to see what the future holds, a future that is very bright. Stay tuned and watch for new programs coming online in 2021. And lastly, we invite you to explore the wild and come discover Gila County.
Good job, Cameron.
Thank you very much. What'd you think?
I liked it.
Oh, I think it's a great thing. Been in business, self-employed most of my life. If you have $5 more, and what you should spend it on is advertisement. And so, when I became a supervisor, what do we do for infrastructure? What do we do to help ourselves? Well, we advertise, and you've done a great job of advertising to show why most of us live here. The panoramic views every time you go somewhere, the lakes, the mountains, the streams, the animals. And so by being able to show that to the rest of the world, we have noticed the difference. Like I said, even with COVID, I live at Roosevelt Lake, and when you go to Schoolhouse Point and there is not a parking place available, people have discovered Gila County because that's a huge parking lot. And so, yeah, I think it's a great thing, and we've noticed the difference. I mean, you've talked to some of the chambers and stuff with the increase in their motels and stays and things of that nature. So I think it's a great deal. I'm glad it's come together, and it has nowhere to go but to just keep getting better.
Thank you.
Tommy, were you able to see any of that on YouTube?
Oh, I was. It took me a minute to go off of one and onto the other, but I really liked that report back to us. I liked the numbers that Cameron has put together in the written part of this, and look at those numbers. As far back as June, I had folks saying to me something about, where are you from? And I would do the, shuck and jive of Gila County, and they didn't know much about Gila County, and I said, tell you what, go to its website and look at it, and when you're finished, come back and visit with me, because it'll tell you more than I actually can, and it'll take you to different locations on that site that you might be more interested in. I actually did have 2 people that came back to me and could not brag enough about what they'd learned, that one of them had been in Arizona their whole life, one of them had been in there 25 years, had no idea as to that we had what we were talking about here. Both of them came back around in particular to tell me that they had looked, and I took it that he had looked, the one guy, and I said, well, I'm glad you at least took me up on going and looking. He said, no, I'm telling you, we booked. We are mountain bike riders, and we have a club that we go places, and the next place we're going is to Gila County. We don't find near enough rooms in Pine, which is where we would like to start in the tour of ours, but that will come too. So that was one of those, that was my first indication that it went beyond just what we thought was a good idea. The bigger we are looking at that, and it's suckering them in to looking at more and more of it, and then actually booking reservations to come spend the weekend doing one of the things that we're talking about. In general, Mr. Chair, I also, though, am getting hit up on the other side, and we can discuss it now or we can discuss it later on folks not liking what we're doing because we're bringing too many people in to face them, and they're giving us the credit, good or bad, for having that happen. they're continuing is interesting. We now have the traffic coming, and I guess we'll always have people that find glasses that are half empty or half full. But they have appreciated, in general, us recognizing that we may be having a hand in the increased traffic and going about putting out the porta-johns and the garbage. I'll tell you that there's figures around there somewhere that will show you that the setup we have in Star Valley isn't being used as much as the one we have in Payson. But the one they have in Payson is being used to a really great degree. And we're not going to solve that one today, but I really do want some language about where we go from here with that. Anyhow, Mr. Chair, that's my 10 cents worth for a minute.
Thank you, Tommy. You know, and I just had this discussion the other day with James. You know, and you've seen it in Payson. It's just a nightmare from about Wednesday to the following Wednesday.
It's more than I've ever seen before since I've been up there.
Yeah, and so, you know, with COVID and all that, so people couldn't jump on a jet and go for their vacations for the most part. Folks were around local, and here they came. And I've seen it along the top of that rim, along the face of the rim, the upper end. I just loaded up with campers and folks every weekend, all weekend long. And so, which is good. And, you know, this shows in our revenues and stuff that's coming out. So it's been a hit for sure.
And Mr. Chair, I'm going to break in for just a moment. Mr. Chair and board members, we had on October 13th, one of the local newspapers did a little report. Lodging in Gila County is up 22%. Lodging in Coconino County was down 32%. There were only 3 counties in Arizona that had an increase. And statewide visitor spending is down 60%. So, yeah, they all stayed home, but a lot of them came to us.
They did. They did. And so, and that really helped us, especially during these times. I know.
Yeah, we've seen, there's a couple of things that I'll leave with you here. Right at the top here, website 2020. So that 53,000 number that we're looking at, that's to date. And we look at traffic numbers on a fiscal year, so up until February 14th. We anticipate this year will be close to 80,000 visitors in our second year. So to back up what Jackie's saying, we absolutely are having an influence. And I think it's only going to get greater and greater from here on out as more and more people find the site. It's continually climbing the search engine ladder, and we're getting to the top of a lot of search engine pages. So, and that's all free traffic that's coming to us. So I think the 500 plus pages that are out there now on the internet, those are like little fishing hooks that are just grabbing people and pulling them in. So it's going great from my perspective. I love what I'm doing. I know my team is thoroughly enjoying it as well. We're getting out, as you can see from this video, we're actually getting out into Gila County and seeing a lot of the back places that a lot of people don't ever see.
Yeah.
So
Cameron, I have a question for you. You know where you showed us and the states around us where we're getting a lot of interest, but Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the deal?
You know, it's amazing actually as you get down into like 15, 16, 17, there's a lot of eastern states that are actually seeing us. And I think it's just a product of, hey, did you know that this is going on? And, you know, family members from here sharing that information and people going online and checking it out. I was amazed when I saw that graphic that we have a spread all across the United States. It's not, I mean, it's very heavy in California and Arizona, but it's all across the United States. So that was a really cool surprise.
So I'll ask Tim in a minute too, but so going forward with this, what's going to be the newest and latest, greatest addition to this?
So the IDA is actually working on a couple of ideas right now that they are trying to generate some new funds for. that will actually help us build some brand new programs that will be focused at businesses, how to get them more engaged in this. And we're working on all of that stuff right now. It'll probably be the first part of next year before we have the funding situation worked out, and then we'll have to build it all. So it'll probably be summer to early fall when we have some of those products coming online. But yeah, we're not stopping. This is just we're setting the foundation right now, and everything that I'm seeing is showing that we're making the right steps. So.
And Mr. Chair, I'll add to that. So our plan is to roll this video or its next iteration out to stakeholder groups. Go back out to our chamber boards and our larger community. We couldn't very well pull together the community event that we did in February of 2019, but we'd like to have this where we can take it back out to the stakeholders just to check back in with them. Another drive within this website has to do with the history preservation piece, and we have a lot of the Gila County Historical Society is going back out with a new they're in the middle of a new program to do some more videoing, to do video family histories. The ones that they have already done, we have linked. And then Cameron has been working at talking to folks about capturing those old-time stories. Mm-hmm. We're getting a lot of interest in those stories, both on Instagram and on the website. So expanding that as well to help preserve the history side. And a lot of the traffic that's coming and listening to those is actually out of country, out of state, and also out of country.
Wow.
Germany is very.
Germans love that stuff. The Cowboys
Really?
and they just that's where we're seeing a lot of the traffic coming from. They love those stories.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
And if they want to hear our stories, they may want to come visit.
Yeah.
Is the idea.
Hopefully.
So.
Or buy a house or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, Tim, you got anything you want to throw in here?
You said that you're working with the IDA. Could you touch a little more on that?
yeah, so the IDA actually has access to several different grants that through the COVID situation, there's been an opportunity to create as an add-on to Discover Gila County the ability for small businesses to have access to business enrichment programs where they can get training, where they can learn, how to survive during some of the tough stuff that we've had to go through. And so we're exploring those various different things to see how those are going to come together. We've also talked a little bit about creating a marketplace for our small businesses where they'd be able to, let's say, a Bruzy Vineyard or a smaller business out in Young, Arizona that doesn't necessarily have a way of promoting their products would be able to go onto this marketplace, put in their products, and be able to sell to the world, basically like Amazon.
Is that with the IDA then, with the grant money that they're reaching for?
Yeah, they would be looking for that, but I think the intention is that those programs would be enveloped under Discover Gila County. So they would become part of the suite of services that Discover Gila County offers.
Okay, yeah, good, because I was on the IDA for a while, and I haven't heard a lot about the IDA, haven't been able to be a meeting with the COVID, and so when you mentioned, I was just wondering how, enthused or how much they're getting in to try to help promote.
I think the good thing there is Mac Fizor is on that group, and he's obviously the president of this group, and so he feeds a lot, trying to get them to push forward to, to think outside the box of how can we continue to help Discover Gila County thrive and move forward, and what other things can we add on that make it even more viable. So that's kind of been his push with both groups of how to get them involved with each other and keep them moving forward. So
looks really good, Cameron. So are we taking a lot of business away from Prescott now? Are we getting them back over on our side?
If you saw that number actually in there originally, I forget the number, I think it was $104 billion or something like that was going to Prescott and Gila County as north central Arizona. I don't know the number yet of what it is, but our goal, remember, was to pull some of that money away.
Yeah.
And the fact that when Jackie just shared those numbers, that we're one of 3 counties that actually has seen an uptick right now, whereas many of those others are not. I would venture to say that we probably are taking some money away from them.
Yavapai was not one of the 3 that had increases in hotels. It was La Paz, Pinal, and Gila.
Good job, Cameron.
That's what we like to hear. So
We like our neighbors to the west, but we will definitely take some of their business. It's nice. So,
all right, anything else?
Tommy, did you have anything else for Cameron? Or are you good?
Mr. Chair, I just want to thank Cameron. I continue to be amazed and pleased at what he can do. What I wondered, I'm hoping that this at least gets out to our local media. I'd like to have them have the numbers and or maybe be the program for one of their chamber lunches and or some of that kind of stuff. I'd like to have be out a little bit more with the 2 chambers in particular. So far, Mr. Chair, that's all I'm thinking right now.
Thank you, Tommy.
And if I can just, Supervisor Martin, that is our intent as well. As soon as COVID kind of settles down here, hopefully we will continue to do that. That's why we felt it was so important to get back to those stakeholders now with at least a video that showcased all these numbers that we've been seeing, to at least keep those fires burning with those stakeholders so they feel engaged. So, but yes.
But Mr. Chair, we wanted to bring it here first.
Mr. Chair, and my only last thing with Cameron on that is connecting the dots for everybody I think that we need to simplify some of the presentation as we try to discuss this with different audiences.
Sure.
But I just think it needs to be, I don't know, simpler and more understandable as to what does this mean to you. I know that we run on something called What's in it for us.
Yeah.
But maybe we need to have What's in it for us kind of a presentation here.
Sure.
What we had today is perfect for us. I just wonder if we could do, I don't even know really what I'm talking about, Cameron, other than some folks can still say the same information and not get it.
Yeah. No, we totally understand that, and that is our focus is as we move forward, we will be discussing that within our board and making sure that we are meeting that expectation, Supervisor Martin. So,
Tommy, thank you. Cameron, thank you so much. It was a good presentation. I'm glad to see it. Okay. Moving on to 2B, information discussion regarding an update on the pilot composting program for Gila County. Steve or Kenny? Which one? Kenny, you're it. You're the man with all the answers.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Thanks for allowing me just a couple minutes to talk about our composting project that we've been doing. As you know, Gila County has been very proactive in recycling going back to 2010 and probably even before that. 2017, the recycling market began to slow down due to the main importer being China, deciding they'd only take recyclables that were 99% pure. And at that time, most of your United States MRFs, material recovery facilities, were not set up for the stringent requirements. They weren't set up. So the market just kind of crashed. We saw the market go from a profitable endeavor to today where they will just take what we say OCC is old corrugated cardboard for free. They'll just take it off your hands. The market is currently flooded with OCC and paper. We know that our communities rely on recycling, and as a landfill operations, we do as well. I was hired as a recycling and landfill manager, and as I said old, but an avid recycler, I wanted to see what we could do to get recycling back in this area. So last August, I attended the meeting with Supervisor Humphrey, and residents of the Tonto Basin and recycling was brought up. I mentioned what Pinetop Lakeside Sanitary District was doing, and the rest is history. Supervisor Humphrey came up and toured the facility with me and was very impressed. He went to work working with mines, towns, and with ADOT. In February, ADOT showed interest in a 100-ton pilot project. Given the COVID-19, we did our pilot composting recipe making on September 21st and 22nd. Next slide, please. So, the key ingredients for successful composting program are municipal solid waste, green waste, and cardboard and paper. I'm glad to have ADOT come forth and committed to this pilot project, and with Supervisor Humphrey's support and help. Okay, next slide, please. So we were fortunate to have Pinetop Lakeside Sanitary District and their staff and equipment for this project. 3 pieces of equipment were delivered on Monday morning. We set up and started shredding cardboard and paper. We did 1 batch, or recipe as we call it, to make sure that the equipment was good to go. Tuesday morning and Wednesday, we completed the 10 batches using these numbers that you see up above. So each batch consists of 8,000 to 8,500 pounds of sludge, 5,000 pounds of wood chips, about 400 pounds of shredded cardboard and paper.
So Kenny, where are you guys getting your wood chips from?
You know, I got that out of the valley for this pilot. I have a cousin who does green waste in the valley. I got it as a backhaul from down there for the guy that takes our metal. Mm-hmm. It was a backhaul for him, so it didn't cost us anything. It didn't cost me anything for this green waste. But for the future, our goal is to do our own green waste here. But for this pilot, that was the best option I really had at the time.
You bet.
So you see, we did 10 batches, 40 tons of sludge, 25 tons of wood chips, and 2 tons of shredded cardboard and paper. From that, we expect to generate about 69, close to 70 tons of compost. I know our goal was 100 ton, but we just fell short. It gives them, ADOT, really a good sample for this. The only drawback is the sludge that we got from Miami wasn't as wet as we'd liked it to be. So we had to inject quite a bit of water into it to get the moisture consistency that we needed. So that was really the only drawback in this whole thing so far. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so we know for Class A compost, that's our desired goal. The compost needs to reach a temperature of 131 degrees for 3 consecutive days. Then it's turned, and we do this continually for 5 times. We started with 10 piles, going from those recipes, and since then we've turned them, and now we're down to 3 piles that we're managing. It took 5 employees, 2 from Pinetop, and then 3 from Russell Gulch Landfill. And we did this in 2 days. Now, lessons learned about this thus far. It's been a learning curve. I'm telling you, it's been a real learning. I've been babysitting piles, trying to keep the temperatures at that magic number of 131 degrees or above. So we've learned, and still learning, if too dry, add water. If too wet and dense, add cardboard and turn it and wood chips. And I think it's really going to be important for future to have a better way to turn the material. Right now we're just using loaders, but we're really not getting that good fluff like we'd like. So, and another thing is to make sure we're checking our temperatures daily. At least twice a day we're going up and monitoring that. So that's just some of the lessons I've learned thus
So
far.
like on your 131 degrees on your daily temperatures, what does the wintertime do to that?
Right now, it was 131 when I left on a couple of those piles. I think lessons learned and moving forward in this temperature, we'll probably have to cover them. Probably put plastic on them or some type of a tarp. So, and then the goal of this whole compost A is Class A compost is be about 750 to 850 pounds per cubic yard. That's our ultimate goal for that material when it goes out to be delivered. That's our goal. So, okay, next slide, please, Dave. So this is what we use. It's just real simple farm equipment. You'll see this on a lot of farms throughout the Midwest. It's just a big mixer is what it is. And what I liked about this is it was set up where it had scales. We had 2 sets of scales on both sides of it, so you could load from both sides. And so you knew exactly how much material you were putting in. And that's what really worked out good with this. So it takes a tractor to run it, at least with a minimum of 140 horsepower to run that PTO. And then that kind of gives you the ideas of cost for this equipment. Okay, next slide, please. And the same is true here. There's the tractor. It's kind of like a tub grinder. They call it a rotogrind. And we just threw the cardboard and paper in it, and it just, but the lesson we learned there is it goes everywhere. We were trying to just do it into a roll-off, but it went everywhere. But it was a good lesson. Supervisor Humphrey noticed we did have lots of cardboard and paper everywhere. So, okay, next slide, please. Okay, this is kind of where we're at today. Kind of see our next steps, determine the project cost, compost cost per cubic yard. So there'll be some things moving forward. You know, we got some testing. We've still got another couple weeks of finalizing our material, getting the testing done. And then ADOT will take it and put it on 188. That's their plan. But last Thursday, we had the engineering staff from ADOT that were here. They checked out the compost. They were excited. They were excited. In fact, they wanted to take some with them then. I said, no, you got to wait. So then they talk about 2 classes. There's a Class A of compost and Class B. And we're really going to try to stick with the Class A. Class B, it could be a little bit more, let's see, what's the exact term? Class B are treated but contains higher levels of detectable pathogens than Class A. But anyway, we're trying to get away. And just to kind of ease everybody's mind, EPA does set limits for concentrations of 10 metals: arsenic, cadmium, chromium, copper, lead, mercury, molybdenum, nickel, selenium, and zinc. So it's very tested and very rigid. So it does pass all these tests. So it's been a good project. It's been fun. My employees
like a really
enjoyed
good
it. It's been something different than just, the landfill operation every day. So it's been kind of good.
Tommy, do you have any questions or comments for Kenny?
Mr. Chair, the only comment I have, we had done quite a compost project, actually on some property we had, and we weren't doing it like we just piled up a bunch of chips, and they got hot enough that we had to watch it from it catching on fire. And the other thing we had to do was run the elk and pigs and stuff off of it in the winter, so they sure like to lay on that warm bed of compost. Other than that, Mr. Chair, I'm glad we're doing this. Thank you.
You bet. Tim?
Well, I've got a ton to say. I've been working on this
know.
thing with Kenny prior to a couple of years. So, the thing of it is and ADEQ is a part of this too, correct? Yes. Which is a major plus. I'm excited to get the test results of our compost because, working with this compost, facility for a pilot program, it's like we pushed it forever and we could build a compost, but we didn't have a home for it. And I was extremely tickled at one of my public meetings when the state raised their hand and said, we'll take it. So, which enabled us to get this next step to where now we're doing it for the state. And I'm glad to hear that they were tickled with it and the test results of that as well. Because, the benefit of this is just amazing because, one thing, if this is more than a pilot program and we get to where we're doing this, we're helping the city of Globe Town of Miami with their sludge issue. We're not filling up our landfills because our green waste is going to be shredded. All our cardboard and paper is going to be shredded and used rather than filling up our landfills, as well as giving our constituents a grade A compost because this soil around here is not great for growing things. And, the thing of it is I had worked with the mines and they weren't much interested in a pilot program or kind of some things because they had worked with raw sludge and they really were not happy with it. So the thing of it is once we get this pilot program and we get the testing, I think the mine does an awful lot of reclamation. If we can maybe, I will continue reaching to market this because I think it's such a great thing for us. And not only that, but tying the community together because we got ADOT, we got Town of Miami, we got Gila County, we got a lot of different entities sitting down and working together, which does nothing but just create more projects in the future. So, yeah, Kenny, thank you very much for tolerating me these last couple of years and working with me to, so we can work this out, and I'm just tickled to death to see this idea in a reality, and I'm going to push all I can that it's not just a pilot program, that we're able to go forward and benefit the community in a lot of ways. So, hats off to you and on Homero as well for tolerating me and helping us get this to where it's at. It's just, to me, it's a fantastic thing for everybody.
It looks like a really good. How long has Navajo County been doing this, Kenny?
Oh, they've been doing it for about 25 years. They do a little bit different. In the past, they used what they call a digester. So everything went into this digester, and over so many days, it'd come out compost. So they were injecting cardboard, paper, and that. They've since getting away from that. Digesters outlived this life. So that's why they come up with this antiquated farm equipment, this recipe. And it's turned out to be a better recipe, better compost, everything. So it's a win-win for them.
So I think it's a really good deal.
Yeah, I've used their compost for years at my place. I've grown 200-pound pumpkins.
Perfect.
So it's good stuff.
For us, going forward with something like this, instead of, like Tim said, being a pilot program, but actually part of our landfill system, what's that going to look like for us as far as staffing, manpower? It looks like a pretty good chunk of change for equipment.
It will be. It'll be an investment.
But we're going to get some of that money back in the end game, right?
Yeah. I think so. The return on investment, I can't tell you right now what it'd be. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I do know that there is grant money out there. Mm-hmm. So that's something that we can pursue.
Well, it looks like a really good deal. I could see where it could be a big help, and especially the way papers and everything are right now. They would just continue. And if, on those wood chips, we have these brush pits. Steve could get him up a wood chipper and chip limbs on the weekend and keep you in business.
I just barely got the results back from our, every year up at Buckhead, every year we burned our green waste pile up there. This year I'm working with Kevin McCauley with the Pace and Fire. Novo Power come down and chipped it and hauled it all up to Novo Power for biomass. And I got the numbers this morning. They did 1,209 tons of wood chips green waste that we took out of Buckhead.
And that's been there accumulating for how long?
Oh, less than a year. Because we burn every year. Oh, yeah. And it's ready to go again. We got another big pile ready to go again.
So just from our own chips, we could process those and bring them down.
Yes, we have. Yeah.
Good deal. Well, it looks like a really good project, and yeah, I'm tickled. It looks good, so good job.
Thank
And
you.
thank you guys for it.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving on to number 3, call to the public. I don't believe, Homero, we have anybody in Payson? Call to the public?
No, we do not.
Okay, thank you, Homero. We do not hear either, so going on to number 4 for updates. Tommy, you have anything you want to update us on?
Not today, Mr. Chair, the same old, same old.
Okay. And Jackie, from the manager's standpoint, anything?
I have none today, thanks.
Tim?
No, I'm good today. Thank you.
I've just got a few things, and here last few days we attended the CSA Legislative Summit virtually. We had it set up here and worked out good again, and got that all done. We're working with Kearney in Pinal County on an ambulance issue down there. Basically, they're going broke, trying to work that out to where that ambulance can stay in that corner down there. Right now, Copper Valley Regional Hospital is looking hard at purchasing that service, so we're hoping that that's going to work out for that. And we have scheduled a meeting for December 10th for Hayden and Winkleman to talk about some possible solutions for the economic issues down there. Tom Belshey with Arizona League of Cities and Towns is going to be there to facilitate. And basically what we're looking at down there is, last year we had an issue with Hayden Mines lowering their assessments to the point where they were going to have to fold town of Hayden. And so this year they're kind of leaning, town of Hayden is thinking they're going to do that again. So there was a lot of questions, what if the county had to take over the town of Hayden? What are we going to be looking at for services? Yada, yada, yada. One of the questions I threw out was, what if Winkleman incorporated the town of Hayden and they all just made one big town out of it? So there's some questions that's going to need to be answered on if this does come to pass. But so we got with the city of leagues and towns, and Tom's going to come give us some ideas on how, first unincorporate is a process. It's actually up to the voters, the people, and so there's quite a process to do that. What would it look like if they just became one entity down there? What would that look like, structure-wise and services-wise? And from our standpoint, if it did come to pass that we were to take over a bunch of that, what would we be looking at? What would we be able to provide? So that's kind of where that meeting is at. This will be a county issue if this comes to pass. If we end up having to take over, let's say, the services in the town of Hayden and take over a bunch of that, it's going to be a big project. And so we're going to be really wanting to answer some questions and talk about some options and some other things. Last Thursday, me and Kathy met with a couple in Payson, and I wished I knew their name. Cameron, you might know them up there. But anyway, they go around and they work with businesses that's kind of having troubles. Maybe they help them reorganize or redo their financials and things like that. Really interesting couple to talk to, and a lot of information there. One of the things they were kind of thinking about was doing a seminar in Payson and in Globe for small businesses. And it'd be kind of nice if they did that, if they put that together and do it. I think it'd be a big help to a lot of people. So that was a good meeting there too. Other than that, we got 1 week till Election Day. I'll be really glad when it's over. So, and anything else, Jackie? Are we missing anything? Are we good? Okay. Tim, you good? Tommy, you good?
Mr. Chair, I just want to tell you that I think Election Day this year isn't going to mean much. I, too, am looking very forward to it, but that may not be the end of it, though. Anyhow, I just may be pessimistic, Mr. Chair.
Well, 2020 is just about over, so maybe we'll look forward to that one then instead. So,
That'd be great.
all right, you
Yeah,
guys.
that I will look forward to.
Thank you for the presentations. Those were both really good presentations, and look forward to both of those in the future. And thanks for being here. I'll adjourn the meeting.